Good morning, guys, and I want to welcome you to the podcast from Orlando, Florida. I have Sebastian Uzcategui. He's a public speaker, trader, and the founder, and he's going to talk about financial independence. And I'm really happy to have him on. Sebastian, welcome.
It's good to be here, man. Thank you so much for having me on.
Yeah, briefly chronicle your journey, and we'll dive into the questions around your experience and expertise.
Sure, sounds great.
Yeah, so go ahead. Int-
I'll just share a little bit about myself. I am a full-time trader and investor and business owner, and I've been doing that since the age of 20. I came here to the United States from Venezuela at a really young age. I was only about 3 years old, and I came in really more than anything else with my family wanting to pursue a better life here. And what I found was it's the same poverty, just at a different level. It's funny. You see all this poverty in our countries are in South America, and you realize that you come over here for all this opportunity, and it's really just the same thing at a higher level. There's no freedom when it comes to just working that 9 to 5. And my passion since a very young age was to break out of that in whatever way I could. So I learned how to invest at the age of 14. I started trading. I started doing my first business at the age of 16, and from there on out, I just grew more and more. And my passion also further grew for financial freedom.
Interesting. Yeah, and we'll delve into the what do what is your client avatar? What do people come to you to get help with or to run away from? What are they fed up with? What are they trying to achieve?
The main thing that you really can't target an audience when you have an industry like mine because everyone has that same passion of freedom at the end of the day. The reason why we do what we do in this country is to achieve that American dream, to be able to live the way you want, travel where you want, do what you'd like, and never have to stress about coming back to save another 5 years to do that. So people come to me mostly to get away from that and to break out. The main issue with the 9 to 5 is that you don't have time for other stuff. A lot of people don't have time to start businesses or follow their passions in that way. So, what I proudly teach other people is how to invest, which is a way to leverage time instead of, or it's a way to leverage money instead of time. So, people that are even working 9 to 5 are able to still build their finances and dig their way out of whatever financial hole that they're in.
Hmm. Interesting. What I really is interesting is you have a perspective from Latin America, and actually, I was considering eloping from America because of the chaos in our country and
Right.
going like setting up shop there. But you talk about just it's the same thing. So if you could tell people one thing about money that would change your life, what would it be?
You have to view money as a tool and a servant, not as a material thing, not as an object to chase. It is a tool and a servant, and it should only be used for purpose. It's funny how almost universally this rule applies and how the world will quite literally punish you if you try to cheat your way through that. But if you use money for anything other than purpose, you will lose it. There's no way to chase money just for the material things and have an abundance of it. Money will come to you, success will come to you, prosperity will come to you only when you pursue purpose.
An interesting purpose. The other question I have for you is this idea is what when you talk about just the same poverty mindset, it's just it's a at a different level. Expand upon that because people still view America as the land of opportunity. People still
Right.
believe in the American dream. But then there's some people who say, yeah, has had it's past its time. It's time for other countries like China and India, Dubai to
Right.
come to the world stage. So what are your thoughts on that?
That's a good question. It's a very good question, very relevant question as well. The United States perhaps has less wealth as an entire country than some other upcoming economies like China or India, but the GDP is still by far one of the best. If I would say it's probably in the top three, if anything. GDP is what really matters. A country can be rich, but if the country's rich and the people aren't, there's nothing to be found there. And that's why you end up with countries like China that are on a global level very capitalistic, but on a internal level they operate as communists, and it allows the people few opportunity at the end of the day. The opportunity definitely exists in the United States, and that's undeniable. There really is no about it. People talk about how the United States has fallen, and I guess the economy has maybe become more difficult, but opportunity is more overabundant now than ever before. That's never going to change here as long as we keep our values in place. And The difficulty has actually come here from the economy falling a little bit, has put us in a position where we have to work so much just to be able to survive and pay our debts and keep moving forward. And it traps us in this rat race. It traps us in this I'm working to live and living to work. That sucks, right? But if you have the eye for it and the discipline and the passion for it, you will find opportunity here and you will make your way out.
Interesting. And so talk about because you're the founder of Stocks University. So what is that, and what service or value does it provide to clients?
Right. So that was my passion project from a very young age that I started. Ever since I broke out of my 9 to 5, I quit my job to trade full time at the age of 20. And this was a well paying job. This was close to 6 figures job. And I quit. And I actually even told my boss to put me up for do not rehire. So I could never go back to working there. I could never look back. I had to succeed. I had to continue to do what I was doing. And that's when I really took off with stocksuni.com, a passion project designed to be a solution in an industry that frankly sucks. The financial industry is awful. It's just a bunch of kids with rented cars making fake YouTube videos and stuff. There's no purpose, there's no passion behind it. It's just money grabs. That's in the best case scenario. Worst case, you just get scammed when you're dealing with finances. And man, there's so many courses that are so expensive that don't really help anyone. And I decided Stocks Uni was going to be a solution to that. And because of that, and because I followed my passion and not the dollar, today, Stocks Uni is well over 1,000 members, people from all different backgrounds, some retired already, some over the age of 70, some younger than 20. And it's all these people that are able to affordably learn how to invest properly and safely. They're able to actually see an impact in their finances. I got a guy who just had his first son, and he's able to contribute to his family so much more than he previously would have been able to. I got a lady that's already retired who has cancer, and she's battling everything with so much strength and discipline because of her investments.
Interesting. And how does what makes Stocks Uni different? What is its USP? What's its competitive edge compared to other educational informational products out there?
Well, the main policy that I have with Stocks Uni has always been no gatekeeping, no overcharging. And first and foremost, this is the main thing. We don't ever charge until you've seen results first. So the way that I operate is you have as much time, usually it's about a month of free time, to learn, practice, and most importantly, profit before ever paying. Because I don't want anyone to have to pay me out of pocket, only ever out of profit. If I'm preaching about financial freedom and independence and all the great stuff that comes with investing, but I want to charge you first, that's a red flag. And that's how most of the industry operates usually. If this stuff works, I'm going to let you see, I'm going to let you profit first, and then you'll be a part of the group, be a part of the payments. And it's even at that point, after you've profited already, it's by far the most affordable option available anywhere.
Interesting. And what do you teach? You say what is your investment philosophy or strategy, or what can people expect?
Well, I teach everything from long term to short term. When it comes to short term, which is usually where you get the edge in really leveraging finances and being able to generate, it could be an extra 10, 20, 30, $40,000 a year from your investing, which easily becomes properties in the near future that you can buy. And obviously, real estate, most millionaires achieve what they did through real estate. That's usually the end goal that I tell my clients. Hey, invest, leverage your money, buy properties, Airbnb, whatever it is. Investing is a tool to leverage your money to do bigger moves in the future, right? So what I teach when it comes to short term, which is where you live, where you really get to leverage stuff, is options trading in a style that's very specific and very tailored for consistency. A lot of risk to reward ratios that I put out there for everyone, exact buying in points, exact selling points. And it's a blueprint that if you follow, there's no way that you don't steadily see your account grow. It's foolproof. It's tested against the market at every turn. And I've been doing it for nearly a decade now.
Interesting. So let's talk about so next question I have for you is I love this idea is you talk about just why your story is deeply rooted in a sense of responsibility and the pursuit of freedom. Many people dream of breaking free from the conventional 9 to 5, and what's the single biggest mindset shift someone needs to make to move from financial dependency towards true financial independence?
You have to realize that when you're being financially dependent, you are almost in a literal sense being abused. There's no way around it. You're being abused, right? Yes, you can work a very happy job. Yes, it could be a healthy work environment, but at the end of the day, it's undeniable that you are being used and abused. You are a battery to someone else's dream. You're being drained for someone else's purpose, and you're shedding blood, sweat, and tears for other people before you do it for yourself and your own passions, right? At the end of the day, every employer's goal is to pay you as little as you possibly would be happy with to continue working, as little as possible, right? You can't expect to suddenly jump and double your income in a year working for someone else. It doesn't happen. But in the year of 2024, I quadrupled my income in my business and in my investing. And I did it again just in January in 2025. Point being, only by working for yourself, only by sweating those blood, sweat, and tears for yourself can you really achieve any amount of independency, any amount of success, and free yourself from that perpetual abuse and draining that is being done to you by the system.
And for someone who feels stuck or overwhelmed by their current financial situation, what is the most empowering first step they can take right now to begin multiplying their resources and creating a brighter future?
Move and start. That's it. That is it. When you get into the habit of moving and breaking out of routine, breaking out of habits, listen, your habits have you rusty, like you're lethargic. You are dying in this routine. You're dying in this comfortable zone that you're in, and your body's becoming rusty. It's not used to moving. It's not used to changing. How can you expect to see a drastic change in your life if you're not making drastic changes yourself first? So my advice, what really saved me so many times whenever I get stuck, is I just move. I take steps. I think to myself, what do I need to do to just break out? What do I need to do? What do I need to start doing? What first step do I need to take? And then I get into that habit of motion. From there, you can do anything. Once you break that rust, once you get into that habit of moving, you have the momentum to achieve so many more things. So just take the first step, take a big step, and move.
And if you could give one piece of advice to someone looking to build financial freedom while staying true to their purpose based on everything you've learned since starting out so young, what would it be?
That's another very good question. Purpose and money are very difficult things to balance because in the pursuit of money, you get lost. The numbers become just numbers and you get addicted to seeing the number go up. It's been pretty hard for me sometimes to stay true to purpose and to really fall in love with the purpose as opposed to the dollar. But I stopped struggling with that after I realized, and this was a huge shift in my life, that money without purpose is empty. It's completely empty. In the same way that, yeah, purpose without money is pointless. You're not going to be able to achieve much without those tools. But there were times where I would chase the money just for the sake of it, and I wasn't happy. It was probably one of the most depressed times in my life. And I had all the money that I could ever want, but I was empty. When I started building a passion project and I started thinking, what is this for? What do I want it to do to the world? What do I want to leave the world with? Funnily enough, by not chasing the money, more money started coming in. And I didn't even care about it because I was pursuing that. So I would say, think about what it is that you are defined by, what you want to be defined by, what you want to become, and what you want the world to become. And think about how your finances can become something to empower that further.
Hmm, interesting. The other question I have for you is again, for the audience and listeners and viewers, this is not advice, but what are your thoughts on Bitcoin and crypto at large?
Crypto, I don't really do too much stuff with crypto, honestly. The main reason why it's because I like things that I can fully understand and read and have strategy behind them. Yes, crypto can be very powerful. Some of those coins have so much strength behind them, but it's not something that you can do left and right every single day, like I like to sit down and do, right? At the end of the day, if it's something that I have to cross my fingers for, I can't build a career for it. And that's very important to me, right? Because if it's luck based, you can't succeed from that. You don't ever run into someone at a casino and he says, yeah, I work here full time as a gambler. Doesn't happen. And that's how I feel about crypto. Some of these coins blow up, some of them don't. You put your money into them, and that's good. Some of them grow over time. But I prefer something a lot more time tested and consistent, like stocks and options.
Hmm, interesting. The one question we have from the audience is what is your if you could again this is not financial advice but if what are your like what are you have your eyes on or what is like you would again you're not recommending but what are you what is in your like I guess what is your holding or stock of or equity or option of choice?
So I have a good list. I have a really good list, and it's a very solid list. If you, I understand that letting everyone know this isn't advice or financial advice, but I'll tell you straight up, the real hack to investing, the real hack to properly trading and making money over time, there's no secret to it. It's just people really want to get ahead quick, and it makes them make stupid decisions. But the truth is, look for blue chip stocks, look for growth stocks, and you can't go wrong. You can't go wrong. You do compound interest on Apple. You buy over the span of a few months. You put your money in, set aside, what's the word? Dollar cost averaging, which means that you're just putting in a certain fixed amount. every month or every week into companies like Apple that are blue chip stocks that are they consistently break their all-time highs and just push up and up steadily, surely. And that's really where the strength lies. Don't try to cheat the system. Don't try to get ahead. Do what works, learn what's consistent, and move that way. Huge fan of Apple. Tesla's in an interesting spot right now where it has a good potential. Nvidia as well. Those are probably my top three.
Interesting. Yeah, and again, this not advice. We're just discussing and just yeah, really interesting. What if people are interested and they're intrigued? How can they connect with you or check out your product or service and learn more from you?
The easiest way to connect with me, and the way that I usually encourage everyone to do it, because I'm a huge fan. Again, this is purpose for me, right? I love to talk to people independently. I love to see what their needs are, where they're at, what their passions are, and how I can help them. So I always encourage people literally text me or call me on my personal number. It's 407 952 4871. Or you can go to my website and you'll see it on there. It's stocksuni.com, STOCKSUNI.com.
Excellent. Thanks so much, and I really enjoyed talking with an entrepreneur and just hearing your thoughts. And thanks so much for coming on.
Absolutely. It's been great. Thank you so much. It's been an honor to be here.